You're listening to A Wee Moan podcast with Nads and Joan.
Welcome back to A Wee Moan podcast with Nads and Joan, your guide to all things celebrity, pop culture and entertainment news. Welcome back, Nadia Dusselberg. It's lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too, Joan. Welcome back, everyone. We've got a shorter show, actually, this week. But before we get into all that, how was your weekend? I heard you got into a nice little time up in Castlemaine, was it?
I went to a music festival in Castlemaine, tomato, called Townfolk. And
Yep.
I saw King Stingray and I saw Sharon Van Eaton. She headlined it and she was fabulous. Yeah. So that was great. That was really fun. And Castlemaine's great. It was in the Big Four Caravan Park. We were camped there. The festival was on the Oval. And then straight across the road is just like all of these markets and art stores. And this amazing German restaurant. So that was really fun.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had a pretty quiet weekend. I had the folks here and I was, as you know, Joan, I've been getting into my knitting. I've just started learning.
Creating.
I've been creating and it's really quite fun. So it's just another skill that I've picked up. But for today, we're going to get into a little bit of juicy stuff. First of all, I'm going to be talking about the Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively saga that is continuing on.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to give us a bit of a rundown with Kris Jenner's 70th birthday and all the
gossip.
It's just a little bit of gossip with Meghan Markle, our favourite
Harry.
Yeah,
I mean,
ex-royal.
who's the real star? Is it Harry or is it Meghan? I'm pretty sure Harry's the real star, really, isn't he?
Yeah, well, she's making a run for her money with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to talk about a pretty cool show that we've been watching on Netflix. So I'm going to start us off, I think, Joan. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, tell us what's happening with the with this saga, and it's been going on for a year now, hasn't it, or is it longer? 18 months. I mean, they do tend to drag them out, but what's happening with poor old?
Yeah. So
Blake
basically, in the last year, I feel like it has been almost a year now. They've been in the process of discovery, so it's where a lot of motions are being filed in the courts, trying to get sanctions, trying to get different things, trying to get as much information from each team as they can to try and create their arguments for their case. But now discovery is coming to a close, and both the plaintiff and the defense have to do is create a motion for summary judgments, and this is to be filed with the courts. Justin has just filed his, and what this is, it's a summary of all of his arguments for his case, which is in this case is his defense.
That he will be. Has he been charged with sexual? What's he been charged with?
So with harassment. Yeah, so harassment, and then the other thing is the smear campaign, which is the two-pronged, things.
Yes.
So basically, it's an entire a filing, and it's a motion that is put to the judge, and it's an outline of how they will be fighting for their arguments in court. So it's basically like fighting it out on paper and showing to the judge exactly what their side is all about.
And then the judge will dismiss anything that they're like, no, that's
yes,
not.
exactly.
You can't include that.
You
can't just come in here and
yeah. So it needs to be admissible evidence. It can't just be conjecture. It has to be like factual video support, witnesses, emails, text messages, all that sort of stuff. It can't just be, I thought
and it might include their witness list, right? Like they might be like, we're going to use
all
this
of
person,
that.
this person. Yeah.
Yes, because they've done all of that discovery previously. So it's 49 pages, this document. Blake has yet to be put hers in, and that's what we're all waiting for. So basically hers will be put in from 4 weeks of the date that he's just put his in. So, and that will be once she puts hers in, as you say, the judge will then come back and say, I'm throwing this out, which we'll get into, but, or yes, that you can try that part of the case in court or whatever. He will make a judgment if it's got any legs, basically. So what I've been now looking at and seeing all the legal commentary about it, and like the legal analysts all agree that this 49-page document, this summary motion for summary judgments, is apparently artfully written and comprised. It's apparently like a checkmate, like for Blake. With hers, it just hasn't come up with any evidence yet. So that we've seen in the discovery, nothing's come out in the press. Every allegation has been like proven wrong in this document with video evidence, text, paper trails, and all the legal analysts are saying, and I'm quoting here, it is so well written, they have given the judge so many ways to carve out or potentially dismiss the entire case. Like that's like they're all like, bravo, this is amazing. So let's have a look at some of the things Blake's claimed. Blake's claimed, and then but what Baldoni has proved otherwise. So Blake claimed Baldoni improvised intimate moments on set of filming. So improvised, so doing inappropriate things that aren't scripted.
Like maybe kissing her a bit longer or putting his hand somewhere that they didn't agree upon.
Yes, but Baldoni in this document proves with video evidence that Blake improvises a kiss in scenes where no kisses were scripted. And this is hard, cold evidence. Yes, very, very problematic for her case because you can't, it's hypocrisy, you can't just say.
If she can do it, then why can't? I get that.
It doesn't make any sense about harassment.
Did they have one of those sex people on the
so that
guide the sex scenes, or did they dismiss?
Yes, it's called an intimacy coordinator. He had one booked for the whole time. There are text messages that Blake has said, "No, I don't have time to see her. I feel comfortable. I'm fine with that." Like there's so many incidences where she's disregarded what and not gone with that. So one of the claims was Blake said that she viewed pornography that the producer Jamie Heath's phone on set. She was like, "Oh, I saw, he was showing me pornography."
Right.
The defense proves it was a video of Jamie's wife giving birth. Now, it wasn't graphic. I've seen a still of it. It was a very, very darkly lit room, and it was a sort of black shapes.
Stop it.
But that's what it was. It was it
was a birth video.
It was a birth video. She said I thought it was pornography. Well, no, it wasn't. And of course, if you want to argue, sure. It's probably not appropriate to show your wife giving birth. But in the context of the filming,
I feel sorry for his wife. Why isn't she suing?
Yeah, well, there's no. In the context of filming, they were filming a birthing scene. It was kind of contextually appropriate, but you can argue whether. But saying it's pornography is a lie. It's a lie.
But Nadia, what if Blake's referring to a different video? I mean, fair enough.
No.
She might come back and be like, no.
No, she's referring to this video.
What? And she responded with, "Okay, I thought it was a." She admitted
her discovery said we need to see the full video from Jamie Heath's wife of the whole giving birth, which, I would argue is rude to Jamie Heath's wife. I don't want to show.
I don't want to watch people. I don't want to watch myself giving birth. No, it's not your best moment.
So that's one on Blake. Like, back off. You don't need to see the entire. So that's one of the anyway. So we'll move on.
Okay, move on.
Blake claims Justin calls her hot and sexy. Okay, the defense proves with video, Justin asks her if she is hot, as in temperature.
Yep.
And her costume as being sexy. Yes, he did say this, which Blake said he was calling me sexy. No. Blake started this rhetoric describing her costuming as sexy through text, videos. There's many times where she goes, "Oh, I think the beanie looks way sexier in this." She's saying that she'd already set the precedent how she's
creating the look they were going for. We're trying to create a sexy
and
look,
that's how she was describing
sexy look.
Yes. So she then uses that against him. Well, that is really predatory behavior, and it's a bullying tactic, and I don't like her. I've decided, I think you can come to with my tone. I'm really over Blake. I'm fuming. I'm actually fuming.
Your hate for Blake comes from the fact that she's very rude to staff on sets, I feel. Right?
No.
She's not nice.
Yeah, no, I don't like the bullying behaviour, and we've seen that. But I'm going to come back to that. I just want to give one last thing. Mm-hmm. Blake claims there was a culture of hugging on set, and that made her feel uncomfortable. Now, Baldoni...
I mean, if people want to hug, they can hug.
Baldoni... In what part is a bit much? Everything has been a bit much of what I've said. Baldoni's defence proves that actors and crew initiated hugs. No, I'm sure Baldoni did too, but no one was uncomfortable. There was no, there's cameras running the whole time. There's hundreds of people on set.
You just say, I'm not a hugger.
Yeah, exactly. And we're all adults here. And yeah, there might have been a bit of hugging on set. It's not a court case worth billions and millions of dollars, losing your career over. So yes, what makes me particularly annoyed, yes, she's been proven to be a bully over and over again. I've seen it with my own eyes. I haven't seen Baldoni being proven as a bully. On the contrary, many people have come forward saying how caring, nurturing, supportive he is.
He does have a book out where he's been a bit he's described something. I'm not going to go into it now, but I have read something about some, I don't know.
Well, that's not going to stand up in court, Joan. That argument.
You're right. Maybe you're right.
And listen, what makes me really upset is, as an artist, the way she took the edit, the movie score. She took Baldoni off the movie poster. She took Baldoni's name off the trailer. This is something he's been working on for 5 years. Tell me, Joan, does that sound like a victim to you? Does that sound like she never signed any of her contracts? Does that sound like someone that's acting like a victim? She took over the entire movie. She showed the movie with no permission from Sony, their production affiliates, and or the production company. She just showed the movie to some of the fans before it was finished.
Yeah.
Does that sound like someone it sounds like someone that has a lot of control, and in terms of power dynamic, she was at the top. She's an A-lister.
Well,
she's part of the Hollywood
they're both
machine.
As bad as each other, possibly. No, I feel
disagree.
Like you totally are. You are totally team Jason. But I think one thing about Jason is that he likes to talk about domestic violence a lot, which is why he made this movie. And he's just a bit of a mansplainer, if you ask me.
But again, that's not a that's not a harasser.
No, and that's why this whole again, maybe this is what I think about it too. The whole thing, it's like, Jesus, guys, like, you're spending millions of dollars on your stupid Hollywood reputations. Leave it alone.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's why I think, like, who's the one with the bee in their bonnet? Is it Blake or is it Ryan Reynolds? Did he get jealous on set? Did he get? I feel like there's revenge. Like there's something that he's just like will not let go of, because remember he was the one that was behind the promotion back. So his company Maximum Effort did the promotion for It Ends With Us. It Ends With Us, and there was so much backlash. There was a lot of backlash around that. after all that backlash, and yes, a lot of videos, popped up on with Blake, as they do, that's the nature of the internet. They want to find out the gossip. They want to find out what's happened. It's not that there was a smear campaign, and there hasn't been any evidence of a smear campaign. Now, I want to show you one other thing that really just speaks to Blake's personality and her, who she is as a person, and who, but you've got to understand, because of course I'm a woman. Believe all women. Don't you want to feel like you want to protect women? Yes, that is our instinct as people. But then when you look at the facts, what's more egregious is a woman that actually uses a movement and twists the facts, and makes someone into a villain when they're really not. That's awful. So here's some text messages between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. These are personal text messages between these two before any of the court cases and the legal procedure kicked off. Here's Blake Lively.
Yeah.
I can send you my pass at the roof. This is the script. Or just read with you when we get together next week. Let me know what you prefer, smiley face. If you knew me in person longer, you'd have a sense of how flirty and yummy the ball busting would play. It's my love language, spicy and playfully bold, never with teeth. And him serving it back to her is just as important. You don't usually see both men and women with such agency and humor. Anyway, I can act it out for you next week to make sure it comes through. Or I can send it to you now. Let me know what you'd prefer. Kiss, kiss. Now, let me just point out a few things in this thing.
Yes.
For someone who thinks that is getting really uncomfortable with Justin Baldoni's behavior, would you send something like how flirty and yummy the ball busting would play? It's my love language. Spicy and bold, never with teeth. Never. That is literally fellatio, what she's trying to describe.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for exactly.
Now, what would his response be if he was creepy? What would if you were sending that to a creepy guy? That is an invitation, baby. Oh, playfully cute, playful this, that, the other, ball busting. Oh God, show it to me, baby. Yeah, you can play it out for me. That was an invitation. You know what Justin Baldoni's response was as the creep that he is? Sorry, was just crying my eyes out as my kids and family just left for another 5 weeks, and it was a shit show. And then he responds, yes, send. It's so important to film and can't wait to play it out. I agree so much. Lily needs to be strong and witty and playful and bold. That's what, okay.
Yeah, okay.
He's talking about his big
Yeah.
So this is what I'm talking about with Blake.
I do agree that it's probably a little bit of flirting, and Ryan got a bit jealous, and then Blake had to play all, oh my God, no, it was all him. Yes. Yeah. Maybe that has got in the way a bit. Yes.
Yeah, but also, is she a victim of harassment, sending text messages like that?
Well, see, no, I don't know. The part that I don't like is the fact that they went and used the same people. The smear campaign that was used is a similar one to the smear campaign used on Johnny Depp's ex. And there's the same company.
Yeah, there's literally text messages of Baldoni, because remember, he has admissible evidence, whereas Blake does not. She's searching for it. He sent messages to that company saying, this isn't us, right? This isn't us. Because he was worried. He's just like, whoa, all this weird. He's just like, this isn't us, right? He got them on board to protect his image, not to smear other people. So I don't agree with that. Just because it's associated with Heard and Depp, it doesn't mean it's got anything to do with that. He's not the type of guy that seems vengeful and I need to. He didn't start this, and that's
No,
the point.
you are correct. He didn't. Yes, you are right. He didn't start it.
I really don't think that he started a smear campaign. No way. Why would you do that if you've been working on something for 5 years to start smearing on the lead actress? You would protect her with your life.
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. And the other text messages that she sent Baldoni. If you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I'm Khaleesi, and like her, I happen to have a few dragons. She's talking about Taylor Swift. For better or for worse, but usually for better, because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really, we all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. You will too, I can promise you. That is a veiled threat, and I'm not friends with this person. Like, this person is gross, manipulative, controlling, using like veiled threats, using her power and influence to try and get what she wants. I don't like her at all. And that's all I have to say about her. And I hope she comes up with a bloody king hit, because we're all waiting. We are all waiting.
We are waiting. Yeah, and the court case will come out, and we'll see we'll see.
So within 4 weeks, we'll get some word from her. She will send out her motion of summary, and the judge will make a deciding judgment of if I hope this bloody thing gets chucked out. Yes. And Baldoni can
move on with our lives.
Yeah, we can.
I have to plug my thing in. I have to plug in my battery. It's about to die. I do apologise to everyone. 2 seconds.
That's fine. And with all of that, I forgot to show everyone a picture of Blake, and there they are. There's Blake in all her glory. She's actually wearing Britney Spears' outfit from her archival costuming that she's worn.
There she is.
And there's Baldoni, and I think that was on the night of the premiere, where he got actually banished. Shafted. He got banished to the basement. He wasn't allowed to share the same red carpet as Blake Lively. She's a horrendous person.
How awkward. Yeah.
So there we go. So now I'm going to hand over the. Hand it over to you, baby. What have you got?
I'll bring my picture up, please. I've got a picture there of Kris Jenner, our favourite mum of 6, all children, all starting with K, has had a 70th birthday party, which she hosted at Jeff Bezos's house. Well, his second house. He has 2 houses. One's his party house. His $165 million house.
I'm sure he has more than that.
Yeah, totally. It's one of his. Yeah, exactly. So it's worth $165 million. It's quite close. Well, hang on. It would have been in LA or like near Montecito, right? Where our 2 friends live. Who
surely.
Are. Yeah. So Meghan and Harry, the people at the party were Beyonce, Mark Zuckerberg, Mariah, Jay-Z, Paris
Who's
Hilton,
who?
Everyone. There's pictures of Justin, young Justin, what's his name?
Bieber.
Justin Bieber with white powder all over his nose. Like it was a wild night. It was a fun night.
Yeah. Okay.
In come Meghan and Harry. Harry has a poppy on his shirt. Meghan doesn't. They stay for a while and party for a bit. Apparently they had actually been to a different event first and then appeared here at the 70th birthday party. Photos are taken. That's fine. Everything goes out the next day. Some photos start popping up in different places, and then 2 days later they're removed, gone, vanished.
Hang on, where were they posted, and where were they removed from?
I've heard they were posted on Reddit and stuff, but I think and also like Kim Kardashians put them on her.
I think it was Kim and Kris put the photographs on a wheel on their Instagram with plenty of like 20 a carousel is what they call it.
Sure. Exactly. There they are. That's the one of Meghan and Kim there. Kim's in a see-through purple net outfit and Meghan's top to tail black, slinky black. Harry in the background having a little chat.
Oh, I see him, yeah.
So, yeah, you see him there with his poppy. So,
yes, I do.
Lots of different criticism coming at them. Firstly, yeah. So they've just made another poor decision. The biggest poor decision is to pull the photos down. The photos are already out there, then they vanish.
But there is controversy on who pulled them.
Well, okay, so I've found more out about that. So, firstly, Meghan and Harry say they signed a disclaimer that they did not want any social media photos. So apparently with the invite these days, you might have a little box that keeps saying, are you okay with social media photos? Apparently they ticked no. They've told media outlets this, who have then gone to Kim and Kris and said, well, apparently they ticked the no. Did you have a disclaimer box on your invite? Which I have on every party I have. I'm not sure if you know that either, Nida. They said, Kim and Kris said, no, we didn't. Right?
Wow.
So then it's like, hang on a minute, who's lying here? Don't know. But, so there's a number of different things that could have happened, right?
Theories.
Either Meghan and Harry have signed this disclaimer thing, or has Meghan told Harry that, Dal, I ticked the no social media box and lied to him. Or there's so many different things that could have happened, right?
Variants, yeah.
So many variants.
What's your theory?
I like to think that Meghan might have cheekily not ticked that box and then lied to Harry. That makes me laugh. And then he, unwittingly turns up at an event, and then photos end up all over social media, and there's like panic within the household. Where he gets furiously angry, and she then goes okay, and rings the Kardashians and tells them to take the photos down, and they're just I like to think that.
Well, let's talk about. Sorry, go on.
No, go.
Well, let's talk about why it would be controversy to go to a party to Kris's. Is it because they want to protect their brand?
Okay. Well, exactly. So they're trying to build this brand, and it is not working. And part of this brand is that they're a very wholesome couple who are dedicated to taking down the big meta companies who are destroying children's lives with online social media accounts. And they have their foundation, the Parents Network, which they consistently. Which, I mean, is that's a great thing. The Parents Network is for parents whose children have died from suicide because of social media. So, that's definitely a worthwhile foundation. And they've criticised Meta, Zuckerberg, because he has removed third-party fact-checking from his platforms. So they did have third-party fact-checking in, which meant that if people put information up that was false, that Facebook or any of those platforms would check it and actually go, oh, that's actually false. No, there's not pedophiles running a pizza restaurant in downtown LA. We'll remove that. But he recently said, I'm actually going to take that down. I'm not going to use that anymore. So they were very vocal at saying that that's a terrible thing to do. So, but then
why,
they're partying.
Why does that relate to the party? Because Zuckerberg's there.
Yeah, so they're walking around, crying, talking the talk, walking the work, and then they go and Zuckerberg, Bezos, all the tech giants were there, right? So it's sort of like, okay, well, which side of the fence are you sitting on? Whatever. I mean, I'm sure if you're a celebrity or a politician, you end up at events with bad people. You might end up in an event with Putin, although I think he does get told not to come these days. But, I'm sure you could be in an event with a
guilty by association.
Guilty by association.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe Harry went up to Zuckerberg and gave it to him. We don't know. But they've made the silly mistake of removing the photos and pretending that they weren't there.
It's a bad look.
When is that ever a good decision?
No, and why does that it's like the PR people, they're in this war room and they're fumbling the ball every time. They're out there. People are going to notice if they're not out there all of a sudden. It makes it look so much worse, and it gets people talking. It's all over the news cycle now. If they just left them, no one would talk about it. No one would have said a word. Yeah, maybe someone would have said, oh, they're all partying it up, and while Prince William and Kate and Archie, not Archie, Kate and what's the son's name? No, the son of William.
Yeah, Archie. No, it's Archie. Archibald.
I thought Archie was no, it's the son of Kate and anyway, Kate and William's son. George, thank you. They went to a memorial that night with the puppies, and they're doing this stately thing of honoring the fallen. And on the same coin, they're on the other side of the globe living it up with the who's of Hollywood and just living.
Which is why maybe Harry panicked. And then was like, didn't we tick the disclosure box, Meghan?
Yep.
And with them, but the thing is,
do you think it was all of that, or do you think it was one or the other? It was the more memorial thing and the tech giant thing, or was it both together?
I think it's both together. I don't think they understand what brand they are trying to create. They don't understand who they are anymore. He's grappling with the fact that he's no longer a prince and therefore really doesn't have any relevance, and trying to make himself relevant all the time. And they just don't really have a clear image of who they are. And now they're sort of lying about who they are, like, pretending that they wouldn't cross paths with these tech giants because they're so horrified by them. And at the same time, turning up at these parties, but like they should just own it and be like, yeah, we're at a Hollywood party, that's that.
Yeah.
But we're also doing.
Well, I mean, their neighbours are Oprah Winfrey and Gwyneth. I mean, this is their life. This is and of course they want to be invited to a party with Jay-Z. I mean, do you not want to be there? I want to be there. Give me an invite. Of course, you would go to this party and hang out and go on the dance floor with Snoop Dogg. Like,
and
no
Justin
one's.
Bieber.
But yeah, like you're saying, own it. Like, why
they can't?
They can't. And it's creating a real.
The other side is
that,
it's considered tacky to attend the lavish event wearing the poppy, like, mate. But I mean, I don't know. He's still recognising.
Well, I also heard
World War I and want us to constantly never ever have fun.
She didn't wear the poppy, and that was also I mean, I don't really care about that. I mean, that's on brand for her not being a fucking royal anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind that, but that it's just so confusing. And why don't they just pull out a statement and say,
And so here's another thing that they've lied about throughout the week, right? And I do find this is him I swear he's just playing like little games with the palace. So he said that he would be transparent with like what events he was attending so that they don't have to clash with royal family events and stuff, so that he would let his calendar be. He said that openly. And then now he's turned up in Toronto to do a series of events, including memorials for for fallen war victims. But the royal palace were like, we didn't know about that. He hasn't told us about any of that. And then he says he has responded and said, yes, I contacted the palace and told them I was going here. And I just think, really? Like, did you? Yeah. Because why would, I don't know. It just makes them look like liars again. Like, why would the palace say we didn't know you were going to be there? I don't feel like they have much of a reason to do that. But Harry being like, I emailed you. It's like, oh, what? Like you ticked the box on the invite. They just look like liars.
Yeah. I think at this stage, usually at this stage when there's so much criticism and, everyone's looking at them, side eyes and everything, usually my internal thing is like, I feel a bit sorry for them.
So do I.
But now I'm like, why aren't, we've talked about this before. Like, just take a beat. You don't have to go to the parties. You don't have to do this. You don't have to just go with your family and just, do what Taylor Swift did for a couple of years. Just chill. Like,
yeah, but
reset.
I think what Harry would want to do, it would be to return home, Nadia. I just can only see
they're going to baseball matches. Oh, they got booed at a baseball match for just
did they?
Look, but people are saying, I don't know if it was about them, but they were wearing the wrong, like that. She's got affiliations.
They can't get a baseball game right.
They can't catch a break, and that's where I feel like when you're that low in the stakes of, like, you know, the public opinion, I feel like it's time to just withdraw from the public just for a bit. It doesn't mean you have to go home and die. It just means just do things that aren't publicly, you know.
It's neither of their intentions, Nadia. Meghan wants more than anything to be in the limelight, and Harry enjoyed being a prince. And that's where and they don't know what to do.
Well, that's where I think, you know, that they're getting into the scene of, you know, any publicity is good publicity, even the bad one. Well, if they feel like that, then yeah, sure, go to every single event and, you know, keep it going. Like, and that's why I've stopped sort of feeling sorry for them, because I feel like they're just asking for it now, you know, like it is getting really weird. And also I want to add, they've lost their 20th or 30th staff member now. Like, I actually don't, like, quote me on numbers or whatever, but they've lost one of their, like, PR specialty that they actually poached from Netflix. Like, this person was top tier, and that person has quit, and they've lost handfuls and handfuls of staff. Like, their staff turnover is very large, and that also speaks to, you know, I don't know, the quality of.
Well, when they were in the palace, Meghan fired numerous staff members very quickly.
Well, but it's continued on since they've moved to the States. So look, there's just another.
Not all is not calm in Montecito. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's not. And you wonder like how much pressure this is putting on them as a relationship and as a unit, because, you know, like we've said before, they really do only have each other at the moment.
And imagine when William becomes king, which is not far off, because, you know, like King Charles, he's got cancer. He's 76 or something. Like, he can't go on too much longer. And when William steps in, I mean, seriously, like, I don't know how Harry is going to deal with that.
And also I think his prince title will be taken away. Like, I really
will have minimal duties, which is what he sort of agreed to. But, like, seriously, William might make major changes in the palace and for the royal family, and Harry could have been part of that, and he won't be. And I feel like that will be really difficult for him to watch, especially if William comes in and really does modernise the royal family and gets rid of a whole lot of palaces and makes the finances of the royal family more available to the public, so that we have a better idea of where all their money comes from and everything. And then Harry just sort of sits on the other side of the world going, oh, that's what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to be part of that. It's sad. It is sad. Anyway, more will happen. So what TV show are we going to talk about now, Nadia?
So we're going to talk about The Beast in Me. It's actually just come out on Netflix. I'll just pop up a little preview of the poster there. It's starring Claire Danes, Matthew Rhys, and Brittany Snow. Excuse me, I just dropped my phone from all the excitement. I saw it. Actually, I got recommended from my sister, who she said, oh, it's just kind of like, you know, she described it a little bit. It's about the woman who plays Claire Danes. She is a writer, and she had a Pulitzer Prize. She was really successful, and then her son dies in a car crash, and she sort of just her life gets derailed. And then fast forward to a neighbour that just moves in, a character played by Matthew Rhys, who was bone-chilling performance. They're both fantastic, but he is a real estate mogul, and he has there was a lot of mystery with his former wife who died in mysterious ways. So there's a lot of speculation that he potentially murdered her. Claire Danes gets involved. I wish I had her name. I can't remember her name in the show, but it's just the way it unfolds. It was gripping, and I I am pleased to say that I finished it last night. I binged the whole thing in one sitting.
Wow, that's great, Nadia. I'm actually happier though because I've only watched one episode and I love it.
Yeah.
Now Matthew Rhys is a Welsh actor and he is married to Kerry Russell.
Yeah, let me pop her up.
They were in The Americans together, which fabulous TV show about two Russian spies. They met on that show and they fell madly in love. If you know that show, you'll know him and love him, and he's really good in this. Very, very good at this. He's scary. And I feel like the conversation between Claire Danes and Matthew Rhys is just really exciting and it moves fast. And they
she's
they
great
bounce
in it.
off each other. You can see why. Look, I've only watched one episode, but I can see how they sort of appeal to each other at times.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because they're very rude to each other. But he says to her, no one's ever, like, everyone sort of sucks up my ass. I'm a real estate giant, whereas she's incredibly rude to him and he's rude to her. But
that's right.
It seems great to me. So highly recommended. I'm looking forward to going and watching that.
Yeah, no, it's
really
great.
soon.
And I honestly have never seen a predator played better than this
him.
guy, Matthew Rhys. Yeah, he's the perfect predator.
Well, that's why you need to go and watch The Americans now.
Yeah, okay, I'll check that out. That's awesome. Well, all right, I think we're just going to have a shorter show this week. And I'm looking forward to our next show next week. And have a great week, Joni. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Hit the like, subscribe, do all the things, recommend to your friends, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.
Och, that's enough moaning for today, lasses. See you next week.